Okay, now let us see how to solve this quadratic inequality 3x squared minus 5x plus 2 less than or equal to 0. We can solve in two methods, sign chart or case method, or we can say algebraic method. But in both cases we need to factorize the given quadratic. The left hand side, this has to be factorized and written as a product of two linears. So for that matter, first we have to think of two number product, 3 times 2, that is 6, and the sum, the middle term, -5. These two numbers obviously will be -2 and -3. If we multiply, it will give us 6, and if we add them, it will be -5. So we can write 3x squared minus 3x minus 2x plus 2 less than or equal to 0, and then they can regroup like I did in the previous video. And then what's common here? 3x. Then x minus 1 remain. Here -2 will be common, so x minus 1 remain less than or equal to 0. Finally it will be x minus 1 and 3x minus 2, which is less than or equal to. So this is the factorized form. Okay, we can solve this quadratic expression by using the formula as an equation. That's -b plus or minus the square root of b square minus 4ac, this formula, and the whole over 2a. If we apply this formula and if we solve it, we can find two answers: x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 2 over 3. That means whenever x is equal to 1, it's a solution. It can be written as x minus 1, like a factor, and the other solution will be 2 over 3, so we can write it x is equal to, x minus 2 over 3. It can be written in this way. Anyways, this is a factorized form. Either this one or this one will be the same expression actually. Okay, now let us go to our methods. There will be two methods to solve this inequality. The first method is sign chart, I can say. In case of sign chart, what to do? The first step, our inequality is x minus 1, and then 3x minus 2 is less than or equal to, already we said, and there are two roots here. X is equal to 1 and x is equal to 2 over 3. We do have two zeros. So these are the two roots or the zeros of the given factor. This will be 0 at 1, this will be 0 at 2 over 3, the zeros of the factors. Therefore we have to construct first a number line. Assume this is our number line, and then we have to plot these numbers. The smaller number will be to the left side and the larger will be from the right side. So the smaller from 1 and 2 over 3 will be 2 over 3 will be here, and then 1 will be here, and then I have to make a vertical line at those points, and then I have two factors, x minus 1 and 3x minus 2, and then let's make a horizontal line here, and x minus 1 will be 0 at 1, and if we plug any number less than 1, it's going to be negative, greater than will be positive. And the second one, if we take this will be 0 at 2 over 3, less than negative, greater than positive. And therefore let's say the product, when you see the product, negative times negative will be positive, and negative times positive will be negative. Here it is positive, and here it will be 0, 0. So now let's try to observe our inequality. It says less than or equal to 0. That means the negative intervals. I have to observe. Here is the solution set. Less than or equal to 0 means it's negative. So the last row, negative intervals is found. Negative interval found, here it is. So my solution set will be x is an element of, I can say, between 2 over 3 and 1. Any real number in between this interval will be true. That is the answer. If we go to the case method, what to do? Again, let's bring the factorized form. Our factorized form is x minus 1 and 3x minus 2 is less than or equal to 0. So when we think of case method, now we have a product here. The product of two numbers, or the product of two factors, will give us negative, means one of the two must be negative. That means I can consider now case 1. I can say x minus 1 is greater than 0, greater or equal to 0, and 3x minus 2 is less than or equal to 0. That means x is greater or equal to 1 and x is less than or equal to 2 over 3 when you solve it. So when you try to see on the number line the two solution set, 2 over 3 and 1 will be here. So one of the solution is x greater or equal to 1, means it will be to the right side, and x less than or equal to 2 over 3 will be to the left side. There is no intersection, so my first case solution set will be empty set, no solution. Okay, Now let's consider the second case. Let's go to again the new page. So the two factors are x minus 1 and 3x minus 2 is less than or equal to 0. Therefore we said here the first one greater or equal to 0, so we have to consider now the first one as less than or equal to 0. That means case 2, I can say x minus 1 is less than or equal to 0 and 3x minus 2 is greater or equal to 0. Therefore x is less than or equal to 1 and 3x, I mean x, I can say can solve this one, x is greater or equal to 2 over 3. So when you try to see again on the number line this time, the two roots are 2 over 3 and 1. Always the smallest number will be the left side. The first one is x less than or equal to 1. It's here, this interval. And the second one is y is greater or equal to 2 over 3. It's here. So these two colors overlapping in these two region. So the intersection will be, the solution set will be, second solution will be between 2 over 3 and 1. Therefore, now the final solution will be the union of the two. I can say the last solution set SS will be SS1 union SS2. That means the first solution set is already empty set. The second solution set is 2 over 3 to 1 we say. That means my final solution set is going to be 2 over 3 comma 1. Therefore, that's the way how to solve this quadratic inequality. Don't forget there are two methods, sign chart method and case method. But the beginning part is factorizing. You have to make sure that the given quadratic inequality is factorized and written as a product of two factors. What if it can't be factorized? It will be another issue, but this specific examples or explanation is only for those quadratic which can be factorized. So once it's factorized, the sign chart method is the best one. What to do? Simply try to find the zeros. For example, this is my first factor, it will be 0 at 1. This is my second factor, which will be 0 at 2 over 3. So I have two roots or zeros, and then construct a number line and then plot these numbers on the number line in order. The smaller will be the left side and the larger will be to the right side. And then you have to write to the left side the two factors, and then try to observe the sign. Finally, you have to see the last row. The last row, if it says less than or equal to 0, which interval contain the negative intervals? Here it is. If it says greater or equal to 0, this would be my solution set. So the sign chart, it doesn't have any other complication or steps. Directly it will tell you where is your solution set. So that's the way how to do quadratic inequality. Thank you.